The first of many dominoes has fallen, Falcons fans. The Falcons have fired wide receivers coach Ike Hilliard after the Raheem Morris press conference yesterday. I'm going to break it all down here on Falcons Today by Chat Sports. Welcome in, Dirty Birds fans. My name is Moose. At this point, shit's just getting laughable, isn't it? But like I said, it is the first domino to fall. I think one of many to come this season if things don't get changed around. I do want to put that in there because I'm not dumping on the season. I'm not punting it away. But I'm saying based off of what we've seen so far from the Atlanta Falcons in the first 3 weeks offensively, you can expect that if things don't change, something's going to change in the coaching staff. Things already have. Now, before we get into what this means for the Dirty Birds and why I believe this could just be a scapegoat, I got to say thank you to all my Falcons friends who got us to 40,000 subscribers during our watch party against the Carolina Panthers. Make sure that if you are just joined or you haven't done so already, hit that little bell notification icon and select the all option. It makes sure that you never miss an Atlanta Falcons video or a watch party for any of our games. Let's talk a little bit here about what the rollingout.com had said about the firing of Ike Hilliard. And rollingout.com is kind of a hit or miss type of website where truly I believe that they can be taken with a pinch of salt, but this time I think they hit the nail on the head. The Atlanta Falcons' decision to terminate wide receivers coach Ike Hilliard following Sunday humiliating 30-0 defeat to the Carolina Panthers represents the type of reactive organizational response that often masks deeper structural problems within struggling football programs. The coaching change, announced just 1 day after the franchise's most embarrassing performance in recent memory, signals desperation rather than strategic problem solving from an organization that entered the season with playoff expectations. Translation, this is a scapegoat move. That's what they're saying. Because the Falcons are in panic mode now, so they decide to make an adjustment where an adjustment they believe needs to be made. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. The wide receivers have not done nearly enough, but I don't think that's a result of a lack of talent or a lack of not understanding the scheme, but the scheme itself is flawed. If Drake London, who we knew was going to be your top leading receiver, is miles above Darnell Mooney and the other Falcons wide receivers, and even Drake London's numbers aren't that great, you've got a problem. Now, I believe that Terry Fontenot here has done one of two things, right? He's either making a statement that he's not going to tolerate these types of poor performances and therefore makes, a mountain out of a little molehill and says, hey, the overarching takeaway here for you all is get it together. Or is he protecting Zac Robinosn? And is it more like we're going to build a wall around Zac Robinosn because he's my little honey boo-boo prince, he's my little boo-boo kitty? I hope it's not the latter. I hope it's the first. I hope he's sending a message. Because the offensive staff, as it looks right now, sees TJ Yates taking over that wide receiver coaching position. So now he's in charge of not only the quarterbacks, but the wide receivers as well. And look, I'm not going to pretend here that firing Ike Hilliard didn't need to happen. I'm not going to say that that man deserved to lose his job. But the offensive staff as a whole has been a problem. And therefore, I understand why this move is made. However, do I agree with it? It's more gray than it is black and white. Does that make sense? Because I believe this whole coaching staff should have been on the hot seat. So this could be a pick-off one-by-one situation. But as of right now, Ike Hilliard looks like the first one to go. And he was. But Zac Robinosn and this entire offensive coaching staff is not far behind. So I'll ask you this question. Was firing Ike Hilliard the right move to make? Yes or no? Jury's still out for me. I think this is a clear indication that Zac Robinosn has got a fire now lit under his seat, meaning the hot seat is definitely here. But you let me know in the comment section. down below. Now, coming up here, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I believe the situation for the Falcons needs to improve upon with this offense, because Raheem Morris went to the presser and he made a statement that I cannot believe he actually made. Now, before we do that, Mr. Producer Brett Alper, I realize it's not that high in the script, but we're going to tell him about our friends from Brunt. As soon as I get outdoors working in the Texas summer heat on my house and my yard work and stuff, I need trusty, reliable work boots, and that's where our friends from Brunt come in. Check out this beautiful Marin design. Sleek, it's stylish, and it is durable. And our friends at Brunt made a very great work boot. These boots were comfortable, by the way, right out of the box. Most other boots require significant break-in periods, not these ones. But Brunt is not just about work boots. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for tough jobs. From heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets, Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any condition. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they wrecked your feet. Brunt was tired of all the workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work way too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that just don't hold up. So they built something better. Boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. For a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt when you use code CHAT at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com and use the code CHAT, and you are good to go. And after you order, they're going to ask where you heard about Brunt. Do us a favor and tell them it was from Falcons Today. Let's talk a little bit more about what Raheem Morris said as I grab my trusty handy-dandy football that I need to combat my OCD, because right now the Falcons are making it flare up. He talked about the kicker situation. He said that we need to bring in more players to compete for that job. And my first thought was, I get it, but dude, that's not the problem. You know the problem is not a lack of making field goals, because if Parker Romo makes both of his field goals on Sunday, the Falcons lose 30-6. So the problem is not the special teams right now, although it didn't play well. The problem is the Zac Robinosn offense. I brought this up yesterday. Points per game, 14. Almost dead last. Offensive EPA, 29th in the league. Run block win rate in a pistol formation that emphasizes the run is 24th in the NFL. Michael Penix Jr., by the way, 0 big-time throws in 3 games. That's a PFF stat, by the way, for you. So PFF goes out and they rank big-time throw percentages that flip the momentum of the game. The Falcons have 0 of those. I mean, it's a dink and dunk offense. It's got no juice. It's got no firepower. And here is why I believe that Zac Robinosn clearly isn't understanding his lack of throwing the ball downfield. He only runs the play action 17.4% of snaps. That's it. Now, you might be looking to yourself and going, well, Moose, where does that compare to the rest of the NFL? I don't know about league average, but I will tell you there's one specific quarterback that's playing in the AFC. His name is Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones, who everybody considered a bust, has kind of reshaped his image in Indiana. And he's with Shane Steichen. Well, Daniel Jones has one of the highest quarterback ratings in 2025 so far. They run play action 37.8% of the time, to Zac Robinosn's 17.4. So let me ask you, Falcons fans, is the kicker really the biggest problem? Or is it a lack of understanding, a lack of scheming, a lack of offensive quality game planning for your opponents from Zac Robinosn? And I just touched a little bit on what the Falcons lack in the play action game. So what do the Falcons need to do in this offense? Stretch the field in the play action. Design go routes. Design stop and goes. The Falcons need to get aggressive in their play calling. Stop this dink and dunk crap. It's ridiculous. This offense isn't moving the football. And if you think the solution to that is to just run the football more or do the same thing and expect that maybe they'll just figure it out, you're fooling yourself. I'll bring it up one more time, and this, I promise, will be the last time I bring up the Michael Penix passing chart from the Carolina Panthers game. If this is what your passing chart looks like from here on out, you will be the worst passing offense in the National Football League. There is way too much at the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 passes on or damn near close to the line of scrimmage. That is inexcusable because you don't have anybody right now. Darnell Mooney is that player that can be kind of like that yak monster, but he's still warming up, getting back into playing shape. Now, we've been told now, well, there is at least one move made, right? Zac Robinosn's going to move to the field. So he's going to go from the booth down to the field. Maybe that changes some things, but I don't think it changes everything. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. Maybe you'll have better face-to-face communication with your quarterback. But until you fix the scheme, until you fix the offensive play calling, you will never, ever have an elite offense in 2025. I think Orlando Ledbetter said it best. The Lions showed the Falcons how to pound the ball with 2 running backs. Why can't Bijan and Tyler be what Gibbs and Montgomery are? Zach should be taking notes. You run a pistol offense. It's quite literally designed for running the football. And you can't do it. Now, the running game has definitely been better than the passing game, as evidenced by the Minnesota Vikings game. But if you can't stop getting out of your own way with this gimmicky pistol offense in throwing the football, you're never going to have any success. Before I get on out of here, Falcons fans, thanks for 40K. Appreciate it. Hit that bell icon if you want more Falcons news, rumors, watch parties, anything surrounding the Dirty Birds. We've got you covered. And make sure you select the all option. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to hit that subscribe button, like today's video. And as always, rise up and be cool.